here's your homework. Also, you have to complete your photable if you did not get that done and get your stamps in class today. So there's a video for your photable, video for your homework. This worksheet right here is what's due tomorrow. And you have a quiz to go over the homework and what we worked on all this week. So just to recap, to find the area that's shaded, we did one like this in class, or I set you up with one like this in class. You have to take the area of the pentagon, and then you're going to subtract it from the area of the triangle. To do the area of the pentagon, that's apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. Triangle is base times height divided by 2. So since this is a regular pentagon, I already know that the side is 20, so that would be 20 over here as well. So that is my base of my triangle. And I see the height of the triangle is a 6, so we're going to do 20 times 6 and then divide by 2. And then to do the area of the pentagon, I need the perimeter. There's 5 sides. Each side is 20, so that tells me that my perimeter is 100. So now I can see my apothem is the 6, so I'm doing 6 times 100 divided by 2. Well, that gives me 300 minus 60. And then 300 minus 60, 240 feet squared. So there you go for number 1. On number 2, they tell us that the radius is 5. Whenever I have a hexagon, I end up with a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So to get the short leg, that's going to be half of 5, which is 2.5, which makes the apothem 2.5 radical 3. So your apothem is 2.5 radical 3. Your side, hopefully we saw in our pattern in our table yesterday that our radius, or today too, our radius is going to end up being the same as the side. So when I add both of these 2.5 together, we see the side is 5. So the formula is apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. So you need to calculate your perimeter by taking 6 times our 5, which is the length of our side. We get 30 there, and now we can plug it in. So I've set you up to finish this one. Plug in the parts. Now here, our apothem is 4. We're going to do this one together for sure, because we're used to it being something radical 3. And so to go from the long leg to the short leg, we're now going to have to divide whatever the long is by radical 3. So we're going to say 4 divided by square root of 3. Can't leave it like that. So we rationalize it. Multiply by radical 3 over radical 3. We get 4 square root of 3 over 3. Well, I can't simplify that anymore. So that means my short leg is here, 4 square root of 3 over 3. But I'm going to double it to get my side. So I'm just going to write it over here that 8 square root of 3 over 3 is one side, which is also my hypotenuse or my radius. So I can now plug in my formula of apothem times perimeter divided by 2. My perimeter I get by saying 5 times 8 square root of 3 over 3. When I do that, just do top times top, so that's 40 square root of 3 over 3. And so I'm plugging in my apothem, which was 4, times my 40 square root of 3 over 3, and then I'm dividing it by 2. Well, I can just go ahead and take half of 4 divided by 2 is 2, and now multiply that by my 40, and now I get 80, perfect, sorry, 80 square root of 3 over 3, and we got unit square. So on number 4, square deck with a radius of 2. Well, here's our center. I'm going to draw my apothem. It's perpendicular to the side. So this is 2. That's my radius. This is divided into a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Well, we're going to work smart, not overwork. All of these diagonals are the same. So this is 2 as well. Should keep that in red so it won't confuse you. I want us to focus on, and I'm going to highlight our right triangle right here. Okay, just this side. And I want you to understand that the side that we haven't labeled over here, which is our side, this is also our hypotenuse. Well, if both legs are 2, this is why I'm going to work smart, not overwork. I know the hypotenuse of a 45, 45 is always whatever the leg is, square root of 2. Well, these are my legs right there. So this is 2 square root of 2. 2 square root of 2 is for everything. And instead of doing apothem times perimeter, I know I can get the area of a square just doing base times height. Or I can say length times width. So basically I'm saying 2 square root of 2 times 2 square root of 2. Well, 2 and 2 together gives me 4. And square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives me 2. So my answer is 8. And I'm done. Then they want us to find the area of a regular polygon with the apothem 4 root 3. On this one, they didn't draw it, so you need to go ahead and draw your hexagon. It doesn't have to be to scale. 6 sides, get our center. That center is going to be 4 root 3. So you got to ask yourself, if that's 4 root 3, what is this short leg right here? And your hypotenuse, I'm going to give you a hint. Your hypotenuse is 8. Okay? Which is the same as your side. So I'm going to get you started as much as I can. Remember, long leg, short leg, hypotenuse. The long leg is whatever the short leg is, radical 3. So if I know that number in front, that's your hint. On number 6, it says find the area of the end perimeter of the figure below a regular polygon with semicircles attached. So we're going to go ahead and omit this. I'm going to make this a bonus. Okay? We'll come back to that. Alright, then just going to review. Here, this is the parallelogram. So the area is base times height. Height's always perpendicular, so you can physically see that. And we can see our base, so we're just plugging it in. Here we have a composite, so we want to split it up into smaller rectangles or smaller shapes. So some of you might want to go ahead and just draw the line here, okay? And draw the line here. Maybe I should do that. I'm not sure which one makes it easier for you to see. And then draw a line here. Or if you want to, you can cut it up that way. We want to cut it up so we can just, either way, we can see our part. So if we do this, I know this is a 2 by 7. But I draw another line here. If this whole thing at the top is 7, and I'm looking at this horizontal distance is 5, well, 7 minus 5 means this little piece over here is 2. So this is a 2 by 3. That is 6 right there. So now that I know this is 2, and this is 5, that's 7 again. So let's put our little piece here. Again, if this is 5, then this over here, this piece that remains is 2. So we got a 2 by 7 again. We have a 2 by 3 again. And then this whole thing is 8. I'm looking at the right side here. This is 8. And make sure I did that. That's 5. Oh, wait a minute. It's not 2 by 7. It's 2, 5. It's 3 by 7. Sorry about that. On this one, because this is 3 and that's 2, that means that this whole side would be 5, which means this is 3. So this is a 3 by 7. This is still 2 by 6, and then this is 2 by 7. So there's your pieces on that one. And then we did the back as part of a warm-up in class, so you should have this down. Use your special rights. We did these, so this pretty much gets you done with the homework. Make sure you do your practice so you're ready for your quiz tomorrow. Thanks.